Let's paint a portrait of Aloy from Horizon Zero Dawn. I start off this portrait by creating a sketch, where I also outline where the shadows are located. It might look a bit messy, but that's sometimes the nature of sketches. Previous to this image, I painted a few pet portraits where I used brushes that mimic watercolours. I was really curious as to how this style and technique would work with portraits, so that's what I set out to figure out with this image. As this style and technique was slightly new to me, there was still quite a bit of trial and error here. The initial pass of colour was added like I usually would, but some of the watercolour brushes work a bit differently. The more I paint in one place, the more saturated the colour gets, but in some cases it also becomes darker, which of course depends on the brush settings. As this didn't work exactly how I wanted to, I decided to paint over my sketch and only add the most important lines. Doing this really helped me focus on where the colours should go rather than being distracted by the messy sketch below it. During my second attempt at colouring this image, I worked in more layers than I did in my first attempt. I did this because I liked how much colour was deposited in the first pass, but it also let me tweak the amount of colour visible on the second layer, as I could alter the layer transparencies to get the correct blend. It also made sure that the colour stayed the same, so the colour would be more opaque rather than affect the darkness of the colour. In hindsight, I should probably have picked a different brush for this, but hindsight is 2020. For the darker areas of the portrait, I decided to go with my usual brush. This gave me a bit more control of where the dark areas would go, but it also added structure to the image as well as a nice contrast to the watercolour textures. Working with transparent colours and layers is really nice, as the colours blend slightly and adds more colour variations. Though what's fun about this image is that it was painted using a limited colour palette consisting of only 5 colours. If you have any questions about my process, let me know in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching. More videos like this are up on my YouTube channel, and for more of my work, check out my social media accounts.